Welcome to Indoor Cycling TV, the global community for indoor cycling and spinning. Now, every week we feature badass studios and rock star spin instructors. You also get spin classes absolutely free. So hit the subscribe button to avoid missing the world's greatest studios and instructors. Don't forget to like and share. Now let's watch today's video. Hey, so everybody, welcome back to Indoor Cycling Channel. Now, if you are new here, where have you been? You're very late to the party because we are up and rocking and rolling with some fabulous interviews because this is the central hub for all things spinning and indoor cycling. And today we have a fantastic gentleman here called Fabian. Everyone say hello to Fabian.
Hey.
They're there somewhere in their rooms talking to themselves, I'm sure. How are you, Fabian?
I'm feeling super good, happy. I'm fit and healthy, so that's what worth it, right?
That's what we want. That's what we like to hear. So I'm going to dive into the interrogation about you, but it's going to be very friendly. Don't you worry about it. So first of all, we start off with the basics. Where are you in the world and where do you offer indoor cycling?
I'm based in Switzerland, Zurich, and that's also where I offer indoor cycling. But I also have some let's call it international projects going on. So I was in Italy, in Milan for some indoor cycling taping. And yes, so mostly my live class is happening in Zurich, Switzerland, and then some online on-demand projects going on in Europe.
Fantastic. So basically I hear you're taking on the world. Taking on the world. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
We'll see. Okay, well, we're getting in on the ground floor before you get worldwide spin fame. You never know. So let's talk about your little bit of history. Kind of how long have you been spinning for and kind of where did you start off?
So basically, I started off with road cycling. So like, when was it? 12, 13 years ago. I did it on a professional level, road cycling, competed in youth competitions. Yeah, I basically had training like 30 to 40 hours a week, training camps and everything. So I was really into road cycling. And then I was 22 when I decided to stop doing it on a professional level. I still have like the passion for road cycling is still here, but I didn't feel, how we say, like I was happy with riding the bike, but with all the pressure and competition, it was not that what I was really looking for.
Sucks that fun out, doesn't it? It takes just away from the passion a little bit, doesn't it? When it's that intense.
True. And then I took a break, which was a bit complicated because when you're used to work out 30, 40 hours a week and then suddenly this like zero. It was a bit of challenging, but I was happy. I recovered my body. But then after was around 1-2 years, I missed cycling and I was always like, I want to share my passion. And then I was like, why not getting a spin instructor and share that cycling passion with other people, not on a competitive level, but still giving them some motivation to push their limits. And that's how I came to indoor cycling spinning. And this was about 7 years ago, when there was a American girl. She's here in Switzerland for quite a long time, and she had the idea of opening a spin studio in Zurich, which was at that time the first indoor cycling studio in Switzerland. Because in Switzerland, normally gyms offer indoor cycling just as part. And she was like, we're gonna do a dedicated indoor cycling spin studio, just indoor cycling. And I met her in Zurich and she was like, are you interested in starting that project? And then 5 years ago, we opened that first gym.
Wow.
Now we have 3 of them, which I'm part of the head trainer team. So training other spin instructors. And yeah, so about 5 years now, I'm teaching spin classes almost every single day.
Wow, fantastic. But that's incredible growth for 5 years to now
Yeah.
have 3 studios. That's an incredible uptake of obviously, it's obviously tapped into a market that people like. What have you found from people coming in that you offer differently to a gym, let's say? What is it that you have that they don't really?
I think it's the experience and the high quality of the coaches, the instructors. We did, like, from the beginning, when we did auditions, we did academies to really train them to represent our product. And I think in the end, since in Switzerland, especially in Zurich, you have a lot of gyms, like around every single corner, so people, they can choose where they want to go, and you have to offer high quality to attract them. And I think the concept, which was brand new for Switzerland, with like a dark room, disco lights, a lot of going on, and numbers, leaderboards, everything, party on the bike, was so new. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed that kind of, because it was a total switch from that, I want to say, like the old school indoor cycling, which you have like a 6-minute climb, which can be super intense, but it was a total different approach. And we were the only one that time in Switzerland and in Zurich. So I think it was the experience people drove them to our studios.
Fantastic. So when it comes to, when you say obviously that you've got the regular, I would say, traditional ways that you would be taught in a gym, was it you that instigated changing it, or is it your partner, this lady, American lady?
She had the idea of kind of she was inspired by the concepts in the US, especially with a Soul Cycle flywheel, also UK. She was inspired just by that kind of, also that community feeling. You go to a gym, you're part of the family. She was like also in the beginning looking for coaches who really want to spread the word, like growing that community and doing it full time, not just like I have my job and teach 2 classes a week. So she was really looking for that. And so I think it was a bit both. It was a good combination because she is an American, tends to go like super crazy, and with Swiss people,
they're very enthusiastic Americans, very enthusiastic. Not a bad thing. Yes, no bad thing,
not at all. But with Swiss people are more like, we check it out, we have a look at it, and then after a few times, so the combination was perfect.
The
combination was perfect.
You were like the enthusiastic translator. You were taking it to
kind of.
Kind of. I like that. No, but that's fantastic to be able to take something and fuse it with your workings, your culture, and make it work, and obviously be as successful as you have. Bang on. Now, what I want to know is if you've managed to transfer any of your previous road cycling friends into the world of spin. Have you managed to get some people on board?
It is challenging. Yes, I did, especially during like let's say cold season, like winter, where there are no competitions. Because actually all the interval trainings is so efficient on an indoor bike, because when you do it outdoor, there's traffic lights, you can like, and when you want to do that proper interval, I don't know, like 1 minute pushing, 20-second break, 1 minute pushing, which is super effective and also brings that fitness on the next level. So I had a lot of competitive guys coming, especially during winter.
Fantastic.
And before this competition starts, also a lot of triathletes coming to get fit in winter.
Because I imagine over there your winter is pretty harsh, right?
It is not that harsh, but it's pretty long.
Ah, right.
So
okay, yeah.
It's not super cold. It can be super cold, but that's not the problem. It's just that, like, let's say October to February, you don't want to really go outdoor.
Yeah.
Because it's
that is a
yeah.
long winter. Yeah, but I feel that. So obviously you can't be off the road for that long. Yeah, would be tough. Awesome.
So,
well, I'm
yeah.
glad they found a place with you. Have you turned any of them into instructors?
No, not yet, but I'm working on it. But I totally get this, because when you have competitions and you also don't want to commit to like regular classes to teach, right? I think if you have a competition on Saturday and you have to teach a spin class on Friday, it wouldn't be the perfect preparation for
yeah,
for a competition.
I can see how that could cause an issue if you were really good in the class and then you lost in the racetrack. I could see errors, but maybe, I mean, maybe you'll cultivate some people who, like you, want to transition. Obviously, I imagine, what can you get? What is, you know, what principles are the same for road cycling and what principles are very different with spin? What are the kind of compare and contrast the two?
So the technical aspect is pretty similar. So yeah, like if you have a great technique on a road bike, you have a great technique indoor, and that you can really see, or I can really see if a rider in front of me has experience on a road bike. You see that it's way smoother, the hips are not bouncing that much, it's way more efficient, the transitions, and smoother. So there's a lot in common with that. On the other hand, since it's like with turning up that resistance knob, you're a bit more free to, I would say, cheat, but because outdoors is like pretty unpredictable, right? Sometimes if it gets windy, it's a short climb, long climb, so they have to adapt. And also the thing that when you get off the saddle indoors, the bike is not moving at all, right? Outdoors, you can kind of shifting the handlebar side to side a bit, which makes a difference for core work. So, but yeah, otherwise, there are a lot of similarities. The push, the gear shift. You have sprints during competitions where you have to do it. You can do this with quick gear shifts on the indoor spin bike. So a lot of things in common, and I'm really enjoying it, to pushing people to the end, and also maybe incorporate some of my experience during races in my classes.
Yeah, I can imagine that's really unique, because I've done a lot of these interviews now and I've never had this journey. I did have a horse rider who went into spin. She just loved the saddle, apparently. She just loved the saddle.
Yeah.
But that's a really interesting transition, and I'm surprised I haven't heard it before, to be honest. But let's talk a little bit more now about what you offer, how your classes are laid out, kind of like, you know, the lengths of time, how long a session is, kind of what you do in that session.
We offer two different concepts. So we have two classes. One is called Velo Burn and the other is called Velo Beat. Velo Burn, we say, is about numbers. So what we have is a 50-minute workout, and you have a leaderboard. So every rider is connected to that leaderboard, and then you can compete like with distance, with power. You can do some intervals. You can team up. That's also, we do that sometimes, like even versus uneven or odd, that kind of bringing teams together. And Velo Burn is really about that high intensity interval training with like pushing, having a rest, pushing, which is awesome on the bike because all the high intensity is still low impact, since you got no jumping. You can kind of protect your joints, you have smooth movements. Velo Beat is more based on the beat of the music. You do some push-ups, tap backs on the bike, so it's more also incorporating the upper body, whereas Burn is really focused on like intervals. Both concepts are 50 minutes, which is in the end around 45, 46 minutes of work with a short warm-up, short stretch in the end. And then after 50 minutes, people are
dying on the floor.
hopefully, yes.
Yes. Well, the beat one sounds like me. I'm a bit of a beat girl. I do like a bit of a dance. You know me.
Cool.
Obviously better than this because that was terrible dance moves. Not that. So let's then talk about your studios, locations and sizes, and how many instructors.
Mm-hmm. So the studios, we have 3 studios. 2 of them are based in Zurich, and 1 is based in Zug, which is about the 30 minutes train ride from Zurich. And it's like the girl I spoke before. She's the owner. She's the manager. She manages all the studios, all the employees. I'm responsible for the Velo Burn coaches. So I'm head trainer, master coach with another guy, and we together are like responsible for the quality of the burn coaches. And right now we have about 15 burn coaches and about 17 beat coaches. Nice. So there's around 35 coaches.
It's a big family going on. Big family.
Yeah.
And are they all full time? Are they all or part time? Do they kind of mix and match?
Mix and match, yeah. So like I say that most of them, they're doing full-time, like they're personal trainer, work in other gyms, but they're full-time fitness trainer and instructor. A few of them are still studying. We got some young boys and girls who are still studying, which is great. A lot of them studying something with sports science, so it matches as well. Yeah, and there were like, I think we're around also 25 people working front desk. So like helping to set up the new clients, cleaning, checking in people. Yeah, 5 years ago, we started with,
crazy.
I think we were like 8 people. And I was doing accounting as well of the studio. Yeah, that's when you start a new studio, new project, you have to like,
you've got to learn some new things. You've got to get involved, haven't you? You've got to pull your weight in the startup. But that growth over just a short period of time is fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's talk about kind of the training that you've been through and the training that you put your spin instructors through.
So the training I've been through is a bit different than I would say normal, because since I'm coming from road cycling, I was I could skip a lot of like that technical points. Yeah. But I have like a basic education in group fitness. Yeah. Which is like basic about music, putting together workouts, about like signs of the body, anatomy, muscles, etc. Which I had like basic for all group fitness programs, actually, not just spinning. And then I had some specific spin educations, but it changed a lot over the last few years. Right now we handle it that way that we say we do not really expect a certain education. We're gonna train our instructors, our coaches. Okay. So what they're doing, they have an audition in the beginning, and then we decide if they participate in the academy.
See if they've got what it takes. Suss them out. I like that. Yeah.
And then the academy is about 4 weeks, and every single week is 2 evenings and 2 afternoons training with one of the master coaches for 4 weeks. And during the other days, they have the chance to use the studio for practicing, etc. And then after around 4 weeks, we do an assessment, which they have to present the full class with everything, leaderboard, lights, normal, like pretend how it's a normal class.
Are you the master coaches in that lesson?
Yes. Yes.
That must be so nerve-wracking for them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But I suppose it divides the weak from the strong in that circumstance for sure.
Yeah. In the end, if you're new to that business and then suddenly you have 30 people in front of you, the pressure is on. So it's good to be prepared for that.
Oh yeah, well, 4 weeks, that sounds like a really good sort of length of time, amount of time in the studio, really good balance of education to build it up, which sounds fantastic. So with these coaches, you did say some of them are part-time, some of them are full-time. Do they run anything, in conjunction with the studio, any personal training, or is it kind of just that's their own thing and it's focusing all on the spin when it's with you guys?
What is with us, they focus on spin. We have a second concept, which is around 1 year old, which is called Power. Is a kind of an X-former machine, we call it. It's similar, how do I say, like it's a full body workout, strength workout, and you can imagine yourself on a board, on a surfboard, which moves with spring load on it, and then you can do like strength exercises.
I have a feeling I'd fall off a lot. I'm not sure my coordination will be up for the challenge of a surfboard. If my time on the sea has ever been an experience to showcase how terrible I am, I definitely think I should steer clear of that. But probably very, very grueling in a certain way.
I love it. Especially I love it kind of having it next to spin, because it's a total different approach. And what I realized, a lot of clients who started doing that power workout, we call it, they improve their cycling performance because they get stronger in their core. So it's kind of a pretty cool combination. Yes. But then the coaches themselves, since they work in other studios, they do personal training, but that has in the end nothing to do with us. We say like, we don't want to limit them and tell them you just have to teach spin with us. So if they teach other classes at another gym, it's totally fine for us as well. It also helps us because they have experience in coaching. So it's nothing bad about that.
Yeah, no, fantastic. But that's good. So you can really sort of grab a great overview, and if you need a little bit of one-on-one help, you seem to have it. You've got it all, darling. You've got it all. So let's talk a little bit about sort of the uptake of this business, because it can't have been easy to start something so brand new and build it from scratch with people not knowing, kind of new to the whole experience. So kind of what was challenging throughout that? Did you face anything unexpected, let's say, throughout that growth?
The challenge at the beginning was really like, you say like, I'm a spin indoor cycling studio, and everyone was like, I'm a member of a gym and they offer spin classes. Why should I come to you? So in the beginning, that was a real challenge to kind of get clients in, because they thought like, it's indoor cycling. They're used to indoor cycling in the spin studio. So they had no idea that it's a total different concept. So that was our main focus in the beginning, to kind of promote our concept, not really say like, look, we're a spin studio, really like, what can they expect of our spin class? So in the beginning for us was like, it was easier to attract expats. You have a lot of them in Zurich, since they heard of Soul Cycle. They were like joining spin studios in the US, UK, Germany, wherever. So it was a bit easier. So it was a bit of challenging to attract like Swiss people in the beginning. So that was a big challenge, but like I have a great network. I work in 6 different gyms. I know a lot of people. And when they check your social media and then they see, oh, you're doing indoor cycling, like,
what's this? I'll try it out. Yeah. Wow. So do you think that though, then, as difficult it is to start it, do you feel like this gives you a huge opportunity for even more growth? Because you know, if it was so new, I mean, you've got the whole of Switzerland to fill up, haven't you?
Yeah, no, totally. It was like the potential is still huge. It was huge and it is still huge. And also since the fitness market is changing in Switzerland from like we had the big chains where have like hundreds of studios. And now it changes more into that direction of having some small fitness boutiques, which also people prefer that community feeling. And it was the right moment for us to start with that because it was brand new and people felt like I'm part of Velocity. If you're a member of a big chain, is like you got the card and that's it.
You're just a number, aren't you? You're just a sign-up number and nobody really cares. But like you say, those boutiques, you actually you meet the person that's opened the gym. Like, you know, you get emotionally involved in that. And especially when you then tie it with, you know, that person who opened that gym and they're motivating you to get fit.
True.
Happening in that community. Now, so do you think you're going to grow? Have you got any plans for another studio? Am I jinxing anything? Touch wood, I don't know.
To be honest, yes, plans are there, but the timing is definitely not right in the moment. I think for every single fitness brand, gym, studio, whatever, it's super challenging these days.
I know, isn't it? Because you never know what's just around the corner and to commit
but
to
what we launched about 4 months ago is Velocity Life, which is an on-demand platform.
Nice.
And we firsthand, like when there was the first lockdown in Switzerland, which was last year, studios were closed. So we took one studio, one spinning room, and made a kind of a taping studio out of it. So we put cameras in it. We hired a specialist to cut the videos, to tape the videos with lights and cameras. And then we created that online platform. Since we had the idea of giving our bikes to the people at home. So since we were not using the studios, we were like, you can ask for a bike. If you're lucky, you get one. Then we brought the bikes to their home. And for us, it was pretty cool as well, because then they signed up for the on-demand workouts.
Blooming think so. If you've given them a bike to use for a while, that's incredible. I've never heard that actually, because so many places shut down and so many people had to buy indoor bikes, which are not cheap as so that's incredible. And I imagine that retention worked very well.
Right, it's like they will definitely come back to the studio when we're like
if not we're going to go chase them. We know where they live, and we're going to go get our bike back.
True that.
Fantastic.
It's going pretty good with the on-demand workouts. We taped over 200 workouts now.
Wow.
Not just spinning, also some strength and HIIT training. So it's not just spinning. We really want to tell, because in the end, not everyone got a bike and not everyone has a bike at home. So we offer a lot of like core strength, some HIIT training. Also, we hired a few yoga instructors. So in the platform, you have all the variety of workouts. And so I think we put a lot of energy in there, promote this a bit more, but it's people want to come to the studio, and I think in the near future, it's definitely an option to think of other spots to open. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I imagine great things are going to be coming from Switzerland. I feel like in a year's time, you're going to be like, yes, I've got like 20 studios. I'm a mogul now. You never know, but I do wish you all the best of luck with that growth. Now, we're kind of coming to the end of the interview. So what I do want to leave you with is you kind of, if you were talking to somebody who's watching this, and they're thinking about getting into spin, they don't quite know what to think of it, what would you say is your recommendation, kind of like the benefits that you're going to get out of joining a studio such as yours?
So first thing is the community thing, especially these days. Like over the last few months, we were at home. Socializing was a challenge.
My plants, best friends now, me and my plants. Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest benefits. Like you walk in the studio, you're welcomed, you sweat together, you share that challenge. It's not just you in the room who's challenged, everyone is. Also what I like about spinning is really the fact that you can go crazy where the chances of hurting yourself is pretty low, because you clipped in the pedals, you have safe movements, there's no jumping, there's no heavy weights on your back or whatever. So you can really adjust the workout to your own fitness level. If you're an athlete, you can be challenged. If you're a beginner, if you're new to fitness at all, yeah, you can regulate the intensity level of it. So that's why I recommend indoor cycling to a lot of people. And it's a fact that you burn so many calories, especially after the workout.
Yeah. And everybody loves a good calorie burn. I don't think there's anybody in the world that doesn't love a good calorie burn.
It is a fact. It is a fact. And I have clients burning 1,000 calories during my class. Wow. I just had a girl yesterday. She was in my class and she posted a story on Instagram and said just burned 1,000 calories, and I was like, sounds like a good workout.
Yes, girl. Flip an egg. You deserve a McDonald's. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can't take that back. Keep those gains. Keep those gains. Well, this has been a fantastic interview. Now, before we leave, drop everybody all your handles and where they can find you and your studio.
Yeah, that will be amazing. The people get to know us. So first things, studio Switzerland Zurich. On Instagram, you can find us at Velocity Switzerland or Velocity Live, which is the on-demand channel. Yeah, click through it, book your spots, join me if you're in Switzerland, or if you visit Zurich, definitely drop a message. You can find me on Instagram, Fabian Marco Graf. I love if you reach out to me, send me a message if you're around. I'm super happy to book you a spot, and it'll be amazing to see some people sweating with me.
Exactly. We love the sweat. Give us all the sweat. Love it. Well, thank you so much for a wonderful interview. I do think we should touch base in the future, like I said, when you've got your million gyms that are just your million studios.
Please.
Definitely. But from now, I wish you good luck in the upcoming future, getting back to how things were. And I have no doubt you will go from strength to strength.
Thank you. Keep going. I love the idea of your channel. Keep going with that. It's super important. It's super important to bring back that community feeling. People, they need it. So
we need to get back to community. I think this certain circumstance has really opened a lot of people's eyes who've overlooked the things that were very close to us and we took them for granted. And taking away the element of community, I think, is really opened our eyes.
No, me personally, I think the whole situation with COVID, it is challenging, but a long-term view, it's a positive change, because I think people value health more, and they will also spend more money on health,
priorities,
like gym membership. It gets more important. That socializing part, working out together, gets more important. So, me personally, I think long term, that's a positive change happening.
Fantastic. And hopefully you will see the benefits, and everyone, all your clients will, all of your riders will get the benefits as well. So I wish you happy, healthy futures and transatlantic love that I'm sending over from the UK. And if I'm ever in the area, I'll hit you up.
Please, Annie, please,
I will.
please.
No worries at all. All right, well, lovely to talk to you, Fabian.
Thank you so much. Bye,
Bye.
Annie. Ciao.
3, 2, 1, bam, 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 come on! Speed, fast, to drive that heart rate up high. Stay on it, stay on it.